who will show how Blender, one of the most innovative open source software tools available, has become essential in the 3D animation pipeline at Be.Water Animation Studios. Carlos, we can see you and hear you. And we are starting sharing your presentation, so the floor is yours. And after, we will also have a short Q&A with you.
Great, very good. So thank you very much. Your Spanish was perfect, so the pronunciation was really great. And Carlos simplifying my name a lot. So thank you, everybody, to join this talk. And thank you for coming early. I hope you all are pretty good. So yeah, let me just introduce a bit the talk as a summary. Is like we will speak a bit about the animation pipelines, producing TV series and feature film, especially from the focus or from the side of Be.Water Animation Studios. We are a studio created in 2012 and then producing many different kind of projects, but all focusing in animation or different techniques, let's say, referring animation. And then I'm also working from the beginning on the studio, and my role is more like head of technical development there. So yeah, and we will speak also about the freedom in animation production. Freedom, it means like that we are not constrained or attached in any kind of specialist software, so nobody is obligating us to choose, at least in general, certain software to produce animation. So we can also say we are free, and we can also suggest the different producers, clients, and everybody to use different techniques and software. So yeah, if we can pass to the next slide. Yeah, so here you can see the model of the studio. Thank you. So yeah, here you can already see that we cover a super big range of different styles in animation, more in the focus of the cartoon style, and also for, yeah, the target is more in the kids direction, right? So if we go to the next slide. So yeah, let's say to illustrate a bit the topic of this talk and conference. So yeah, we are a multi-pipeline studio. We are super open to use any kind of software. And in this case, we see some of the key ones that we are using in pipeline. So 10 years ago, we were using most probably 90% Maya and maybe Toon Boom and other software for 2D animation because it was kind of the only software that can handle the 3D CG animation, right? But during the last year, we have noticed that not only Maya is also Unreal Engine or Unity as game engines, also with capacity to produce animation in many ways. And then Houdini came also really powerful in different fields or topics producing animation, especially in effects, hair simulation, different super complex calculations on the 3D level. And then it came also the moment where Blender kind of switched to a new version where everything was like simplifier, more beautiful, and let's say the software took more structure for animation, and then we all enter a little bit more deeper. Let's say it's around the 2019-20 with the 2.8 version, and then and then from that period we have tried in different departments, and then in 2020 we start producing our first TV series just with Blender 100%. The name was Petson and Findus for a German broadcaster, and then it was super great. We noticed that it was really comfortable, flexible, super fast, and super nice to produce on Blender. Next slide, please. Yeah, so but it's not only Blender and others. So in 2025, you can click on the video, please. We start producing this TV series with another Canadian studio for NBC Universal, and you see already the logos there on the right that also DreamWorks was involved in some way. And this was done 90% in a real engine, or 80%. I said that percentage because also Maya was taking the main animation process or departments. So we export from Maya to Unreal Engine, and there we did the render, lighting, and everything. So in that period, it was amazing, and I'm assuming also, we are assuming here in the studio that is most probably the first big TV series being done with a game engine. And it was great. You can already see the camera, the focus, the different post-processing things like the glow that you can get in real time in the viewport. And in that period, it was like, wow, this is like changing the game. But we were not 100% happy with the software. Let's say in that period was not really prepared for covering the whole range of animation, and it was difficult to get some like exportation properly. The camera never came correctly from Maya. We have to call two developers from Ubisoft to help us with the programmation of the exporting tool from Maya to Unreal Engine. And also it was pretty difficult in many ways. Yeah, the way when you are the first one using, or one of the first one using the softwares, you are really blind and nobody can really help you totally in the direction that you want to get. So you want to be, you should be, like inventive and trying to be creative with with the different workflows. And if we go to the next slide, so 2 years later, this project came. You can also play the video. And so because our experience with Unreal Engine was not so comfortable, it was with many issues, as I said. So we decide in this TV series that the idea of the producer was to make these characters travel all around the world in different places, like from Japan to India to the jungle on Brazil, the north of Europe, So all these different environments, sets, locations, make us think that it was impossible to be done in the traditional 3D way. So impossible to be done with Maya and render like Arnold, because it will be super expensive. So based on that idea, we thought, okay, let's try to produce it again with Unreal Engine. But because we suffer a lot with that TV series, we said, okay, let's try a little bit Unity. And then we were developing during 4 years in Unity to see how that worked, and we were super happy with them. We were also super happy with the support from the Unity company. The guys working there were helping a lot to us, and this is the product that we have created. And one of the coolest things here is like it is not done in Unity, everything. It's just the backgrounds are done with Unity and the characters are done with Maya and rendered in Arnold. So that's because the characters also get the quality that the client or the producer was expecting on the fur, on the hair. So that combination of the backgrounds created in Unity, that you can see that we can do super fast dressing and you can do also many tricks to make it fast. That combination of the Unity backgrounds and the 3D characters coming from Maya worked pretty well in our studios and in this pipeline. And you can already see the camera switching there on the timeline. So pretty cool how we did this TV series, and we produced like hundreds and hundreds of minutes, because we already did 2 seasons, 1 TV series, and many others. And the use of Unity also helped us, or game engine help us to produce the second season in a fastest way, because already done the background on the first season, we can reuse it, that we don't need to re-render like in expensive software again and again the frames, because the render of these backgrounds in frames is like 1 second per frame in 4K. So it was crazy fast. We can go for the next slide. Yeah, and speaking a bit about the development, we are also developing our own TV series in Unreal Engine 100%. So we are also digging deeply into the rigging system, and then we are also ready to produce in Unreal Engine if it's needed, because as I said at the beginning, so we are also studying for any kind of software the production, which software is the most convenient one, and sometimes it's maybe the game engine real time the most convenient one. We can go for the next one. And then, but coming back to Blender, and okay, let's watch the video. We can go for the next one. So this is our last feature film that we did in Blender, and then it was pretty cool for many things that I will show you later. But speaking a little bit more in the comparison of Blender and Maya, you can already see here some data that are a good comparison that I took from a post in LinkedIn, that you can say that learning Blender is much faster. The community support is huge. So you can, that's the best thing probably that Blender has, that everybody is ready to help you in case of you have some issue. And then you can find also there in the community, I mean, online all around the world, many super top level great people that can also help you and even work for you if you need. So you can ask them, hey guy, I need something similar to the, for example, a shader that you did. Can you help me with this? Maybe you can do a work for us in the company in this production. And everybody is super helpful. It's great. So yeah, you can read the data on the table, but in general, as a summary, we can say that the worst thing that Maya has is being controlled by the corporate, by the company. So they are the feeling is that they are not really listening the industry and the artists in the way of how they are developing the software. And then in the opposite way, Blender is driven by the community, by the all around people that they are using Blender, and you any kind of you here on the room can write directly on the Blender different development photos, and you can write there a suggestion, and they can think also, it's great, maybe we can go in that direction, and then it's a debate there speaking about that, and maybe it's coming up that your idea is also being introduced in the Blender software. So it's super cool in that way. We can go for the next slide. Yeah, so here you can see a couple of videos that you can also play the second video with the mouse. So it's just to show you a little bit a kind of making of this feature film in Blender. So you can see on the left side that we have kind of real time. It's not real time, but it's semi-real time way of doing lighting. And I have to say that that scene, that scenario has like millions of objects, like different plants, trees. The grass has also millions of different leaves of grass. We have also volumetric, surface scattering on the face, the hair produced by Houdini that I will show you now. It's super great that the artist can work as smooth as I'm showing in this real-time video in a viewport in a super comfortable way. So it's super great. And in the right side, you just saw also kind of a breakdown of how we did a shot with this background, with this Inca pyramid. And then you can see also that we have like 500 different guys on the crowd of the main square under the pyramid. So, and then a lot of vegetation, the effects of the waterfall, and the mud painting on the background. So super cool. And nowadays we can say with Blender we can produce also on the qualities that we're expecting many years ago in Maya. We can go for the next one. So, and then just to mention that we did some tests in Unreal Engine for this feature film. These tests are just internal tests, so we didn't put them on the final sequences of the movie, but just to show you that we also try and test the quality of Unreal Engine for this kind of production with the hair ecosystem, if you want. We can go for the next one. And then let me go a bit deeper on the hair system, how we did it. Yeah, so the coolest thing in this production is that even if we have like low budget to produce this feature film, we thought it shouldn't be done without a proper hair system with simulation. So we were checking and testing in Blender. Also, we have produced before another TV series with hair done in Blender, and Blender has two different ways of producing hair. The one is with particles. This is the traditional one inside the Blender, and the other one is with geometry nodes that you can see here on the screen. And then the geometry nodes nowadays, so the problem is that it doesn't have dynamic simulation, so it doesn't have any kind of simulation on the hair, so it can't be moved. So when we were developing this feature film, we said, okay, we need to move the hair, because if the hair is not moving, it's not cool enough. And we have also long hair. How we do this in a proper way? So That's because we went to Houdini. We found a way during some months here developing to produce the hair in Houdini and coming back to Blender. And to explain it in a kind of a simplification, the graphic that you have there on the right side of the screen, it says that the one single hair, imagine that it's coming from the point A to the point C, and then it's crossing by B, so the hair is ABC, and then we cache in Alembic from Houdini the position of that dots, that vertex on the space on the different frames. So the dot A goes to the A2, A3, A4 during the different frames, and the same with B, C. So in that way, if you notice on the video, we have a part where we see the whiskers of the guinea pig, this animal, and then you can see that it's not only hair, it's also kind of a geometry produced by that hair. So that is simplified in that graphic drawing. We can go for the next one. For the next one, okay. So yeah, and in the same way, we have produced also the feathers of the animal. We can play the video. So when you are doing animation production, you can say, okay, the feathers can be, you know, some geometry with alpha plane and that's all. But we thought, okay, we have the hair system. Why we are not doing the same on the feathers of the birds? So it can also reflect and produce a nice lighting, a nice look on the animal. So yeah, you can see we can also did like millions of different hairs and also pieces of hair on the feathers of the animal. So that was really powerful that we did in Houdini and coming back to Blender. And I have to say at the beginning of the video, you saw the vulture there, like we rotate on the lighting in Blender, and it's kind of real time also with millions of different hairs there. And it's pretty cool. And when you are coming from another software like me from many years, and that you see there that one in real time moving with the proper lighting is pretty amazing. And that is just possible at the moment with Blender in this way. We can go for the next one. Yeah, so if you want, if you are curious, we also present the way that we are doing stylized shading in Blender, procedural shading in Blender. So if you go to you can go to this QR on the screen, or you can search in YouTube the official Blender channel. They have some playlists there, and there is one for the Blender Conference 2024, where I was there speaking about how we produce in Be-Water Studios this stylized shading, procedural shading for this series that we see on the screen. We can go for the next one. So based on that, there is sound. Maybe you can play on the sound. No sound. Okay, based on that technique, we have produced during this last year this TV series for a German TV station, and also distributed by Studio 100. And the main producer is a theme park called Europa Park that you can see there on the logos. And that TV series get that 2D stylized look based on the development that we did previously in different TV series, and also with this shader material that we did procedural here at the studio. So if we go for the next slide, these are 4 videos if you want to play. So I wanted to show you kind of a making of the TV series here in different ways, and then the cool thing of this TV series is that you can see the 2D effects on the left top corner that we did with Toon. You can see also different render layers or render passes on the right top corner for producing that shot. And in the 2 bottom videos, you can also see the layer system that we use with the backgrounds that are pure illustration. So we have like the backgrounds done with Photoshop, and we have like parallax multiplane camera effect like Disney did, you know, 70 years ago or 80. We can go for the next one. So, and in this TV series also we took advantage of the Blender proceduralist with geometry nodes, and we have created different, let's say, assets, objects that are working in this procedural way. So we also did this kind of road that is an infinite loop wheel where you have multiple objects like the trees and the buses, the fences. And if we go for the next one, we can also see it in action here, where I'm showing in real time on the viewport the different attributes there that you can also manipulate to say, okay, this infinite asset gets more trees, or it's a little bit wider, a bit longer or deeper. So we see more the horizon, and then you have some different attributes there to move in a procedural way, and it can be also manipulated because it's connected with the region by the layout artist. So it's pretty cool because it's also this procedural asset help us to produce much less 2D backgrounds. So, and these kind of things, I will not say it's impossible to do in softwares like Maya, but it's most probably it's not going to be so flexible, so versatile, and so close to real time to work with in a super smooth way. We can go for the next one. And connected with the proceduralism, not only is in objects, in scattering different elements on a background, for example, it's also that we produce sometimes different kind of shaders. And in this case, you can see also that we have a procedural shader here to produce wood and wooden planks. So we have their attributes to make it like looking like older or newer. We can also distribute the shapes and the lines there, like multiplying more and less, or let it them more stretch. We can say if it has planks or no. So you can see there that we have many different attributes to produce this. And if I can ask if we can go on the timeline of the video a bit later with the arrow. Yeah. So there, for example, if we just click, just to advance a bit, we have see an overview of how we do the planks. We separate the planks. We do some dirtiness. We can also say that depending of the different object, in case of the shader is applying different geometry subjects, we have also there some variation in color, variation in different attributes. And then in the last field, we have also the painting. So we can say, okay, this wooden wall, planks, or whatever is painted with an overpainted color. So we can also say, okay, it's much more transparent, and we can also see that it can be some visual scratches there to simulate that is old in some way, like you can see here. We can go for the next one. And then the coolest thing that we have developed here in our studio during the last month is this way of producing automatic hair system grooming on characters based on geometry nodes. And the geometry nodes are also taking, let's say, the attributes of the curvature of the geometry to produce that hair and to decide in which direction the hair is growing. It's super cool. It's amazing how this artist did it. And just to mention, we have downloaded this mouse from the Sketchfab link that I'm writing here on the right. So we didn't put it in production. It is just a download that we did for testing our geometry node system and shading. So it's cool that it's taking the shading automatically and the hair automatically. So if we plug and play in another character, we will also have this kind of stylized look with this automatic hair. And that is super fast. I never saw this kind of grooming production in the stylized way, in this way that we are producing now. We can go for the next one. And in the same way of this grooming took place on this character, you can play maybe several times the video. We have produced in this feature film that we are just closing now. That's because the characters there are black because we can't show them. But then you see the stylized grass and trees there are taking kind of the same technique as the mouse had before. Yeah, and all of this is rendered in Blender and is with cycles. It's not with EV. So you also take advantage of the powerful render engine, also exporting in different AOVs or render passes, different layers. So you kind of play better with a proper, more powerful render engine. We can go for the next one. Yeah, and just to give you some data here that I have, I just search in internet. There is a tool to check some words, concepts, and compare them. So you can search for a tool from Google, sorry. It's Google Trends. And then you can search from, for example, they have data from 2004. So I just searched Blender and Autodesk Maya, and I saw how is the popularity over the time of the two software. And you can see that in 2016, there is a point of inflection where suddenly the popularity of Blender overcrossed past Maya. So, and this is happening nowadays, that Maya was the most famous and popular software to produce animation, and it's going down, 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 down. Meanwhile, Blender is going up, 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 up. We can go for the next one. Yeah, and just to show you some other TV series that we are producing now with Toon Boom, we can watch this trailer.
Do you think the kids are ready for this?
It's time they find out why they are the way they are. Why does this feel like coming home?
Dear children, welcome to Gruesome. I am going to train you as monster hunters, and one day you will take over my job. It is your legacy, your birthright, and your sacred duty.
Bo, Ernest, would you join me outside for a second? Yes! Yeah! Can't believe it!
Me and my sisters, we've always loved monsters.
But if you love monsters so much, why would you want to hunt them?
I don't. And after meeting my grandpa, honestly, I think the monsters are the ones who need protecting.
Protect the monsters! Oh, the minds of children.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Monster-loving maniac.
Oh, no, no!
Bo, do it!
Hey, this guy.
'Cause we're the monster-loving maniacs. Monster-hugging, monster-loving brainiacs. We love monsters and we have to save them all. Big and small, monster-loving maniacs.
You children are delightful. You will make excellent vampires.
What? No, thanks.
I'll pass for now. Thanks for asking.
Okay, sorry it was quite long, but I hope you like it. We are producing the second season right now. We can go for the next one. And we are also finishing another TV series and a feature film based on these characters, this product, Lotte and Totte from Denmark. And then we are also producing that with Toon Boom. So super happy with that. We can go for the next one. Yeah, and I just want to show you some of the production that we will start soon to give you an overview. And we are also hiring people in case of someone is looking for a job. We can play the next video, please.
Let me tell you something about destiny. Every year, I try to win the Big Pony Show, and every year they claimed I didn't have a pony. Well, look what I just found. Are you ready, Mr. Princess Lady Boots?
Why does she call me that? And when is she gonna let me out?
Aw, who's the most beautiful pony in the world?
I don't know. I'm a horse, a police horse.
And what do we want?
I want to get out of here, track down the Queen's stolen crown, and bring that thief to justice.
That's right, a makeover! W-I-N, we're gonna win the competition. And how we gonna do it? We're gonna D-A-N-K.
I don't think that's how you spell dance. Wait, is this a musical?
Come on, and 2 and 3 and 4.
And no and no and never.
Let yourself go. You know that you wanna.
You know I don't wanna.
Dance in the show to win the whole enchilada.
No.
Who's the best? Luna and Princess. You know we're gonna be a runaway success.
Run away? If only. Unstable because crime does not neigh. Wait! Nobody will recognize me like this. I could be working undercover.
Yeah, so cool is a different animation style as you can see, and we will work on this with Maya, which is not Blender, but it's also possible. We are a multi-pipeline studio, so open to work in any kind of necessities from the different producers. So yeah, we can go for the next one, which is the thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Carlos. So we have a time for Q&A. Please raise your hands who have questions in the audience. Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. First of all, thank you for such a lovely presentation. It was really interesting. The question have you tried Moho as a software for cartoons?
Yes, we did a whole TV series in 2014 with Moho that you said. Before it was called Anime Studio, and I'm really in love of that software. It's super cool. Yeah, and we have that in mind also because I have to say we are not 100% happy with the Toon style. It's quite heavy in many ways, and Moho is pretty smooth to produce 2D animation. Yes.
Cool, thank you.
Mm-hmm. We have also tried Selection before and others, and also Blender to produce 2D animation. So yeah, we are open to studying any different production, different 2D software also.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for that great presentation. And I have a question about production time. How much time it usually takes to make one season of your TV series, and how does it compare to filmmaking full length?
Yeah, so it's all depending of the length in minutes and also the complexity, of course. But I have to say that the one that we produced going with Unity Treasure Trackers with the mice, if you remember these guys. So that was the first season was 52:11, so 52 episodes of 11 minutes. And then we produced that in 2 years, 100 people working on that. So it's a lot of people, a lot of months producing that, the first season. The second season, because we have produced before on the first season the different material, the characters, rigging, the pipeline, so we did it faster, but more or less it's like that. So, and also another series that they're producing is more in the way of producing 26:11 or 26 by 22. So depending of that quantity of minutes is becoming longer. But nowadays we have like schedules from, I have to say, from 14 months to 18 most common, and then we are also producing other ones before 12 months or before 1 year. It's all depending of the speed that we need to reach. If we need to go faster, we maybe need bigger departments with more people there producing more. But it's dependent, and the quality also defines a lot how complex is. So sometimes if it's so complex, you can't go so fast as you want. So it's a little bit longer to produce. And in feature film, so the projects that are coming here during the last year are coming from that range of 14 months to 20 months to produce a feature film of 80 minutes, more or less.
We have also a comment from YouTube live broadcast. So the question is, did you render the final look with all the lights in Blender as well? Or did you use other software to complete the final image in terms of colors, lighting, etc.?
Everything with Blender. Yeah. We are using for compositing most of the times Fusion, and in edit we use DaVinci Resolve. So, but the render with cycles is all done in Blender when the production is done in Blender.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Yes.
How many people work on Bewater Studios, and which roles do they have?
That's
Sorry,
a broad
the second
question.
part.
How many people work at your studios, and what roles they have there?
Okay. Roles, I can tell you because there's all kind of roles in animation production. If you ask in Google or ChatGPT or whatever, they will say you departments and roles. So we have all kind of roles, from director, art director, different supervisors, me as head of technical development, some TDs, so many different roles that are pretty standard in animation production. And people, so nowadays we are like 85, 90 working in parallel in the two sites that are with production, Barcelona in Spain and also Tenerife in the Canary Island in Spain. But we are growing. We are looking for people, and I invite you all to go to the bewaterstudios.com and / in between B and water. And then there you have also the contact us, recruitment email. So in case of you are looking for some job, we have also there constant recruitment. And if you search for our profile in LinkedIn, also you will see the post every week posting about different things, like this presentation, for example.
Okay, thank you very much, Carlos, for sharing all this insights in the experience with us. Hope we'll meet one day in person. And have a great day.
I hope so. Maybe next year. And I hope you all are super good there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Так, у нас 15 хвилин. І ми починаємо о першій презентацію українського анімаційного серіалу «Емі. Світ емоцій». Поговоримо фактично про шлях від ідеї, де зараз можна отримати гроші на розробку серіалу, як взагалі відбувається девелопмент. Тому, будь ласка, 15 хвилин, повертайтесь. Можете сходити, якщо хтось на Open Mic ще не записався. В курсі, що таке Open Mic? В коворкінгу є листочок спеціальний, це B9. У нас сьогодні о 3:00 розпочинаються там